those major events unfolding around their country, our nation, and our world. Mondays, Saturdays, except Sundays, we are here, and that is what we do on Conversation in a nutshell. And that's why the program is called Conversation. Our thoughts, views, and opinions, what you will be hearing from us as presenters and analysts, not the corporate views of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. And of course, we are networking on Oluyole FM 96.3, our sister station in Alaga in the Oluyole of the state, Agility FM, Gambari, Ubumosho, on the 90.1 FM dial. No one beats our reach all over this great state. We are there. Beyond the state, we are there, and beyond the shores of Nigeria. Just platform via the social media platform, Facebook, precisely at BCOS, and you are on to Conversation. Once again, wherever you are listening across the world, you are welcome. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akambi. Thank you very much for joining us on Conversation this morning, the 22nd of January 2026. And yes, like you know, this is how we do it every day on this station, except Sundays. Yes, stories making the headlines, making rounds across the country, beyond the shores of the country. We are there for you. Yes, Tola, there is this story that I'm not too happy about again here. That is talking about soldiers that were killed and many other injured in another Borno Boko Haram suicide attack. Yes, I don't know. I don't really know what is happening. I think this one seems straight. They went straight to the point. They wanted to kill. This one is not about kidnapping here. It is about outright killing. Boko Haram suicide attack. And I know that they know what they wanted. The Boko Haram people coordinated attacks.
Those ones that think that when they shed innocent blood, it takes them straight to Aljana. The ones that have a very warped and misguided interpretation of Islam.
Yes. Now, 5 soldiers have been killed when a Boko Haram suicide bomber rammed into a military convoy in Timbuktu Triangle in Borno State, while an unsuspected number of troops were injured. Security sources confirmed that 2 senior military officers, a major and a lieutenant, were affected in the attack. And well, rather unfortunate here. And it was learned that, well, it goes on and on and on. Yes, 5 soldiers again killed. I don't know what well, I don't know how the military will now handle this. How the federal government will handle this.
You know, the soldiers, the terrorists, they are resorting to guerrilla warfare now.
Jungle warfare.
And urban terrorism, whereby they struck a military convoy.
Yes.
And then, well, it only states one thing, that the military must be very much more alert anytime they are on the move. And of course, they are already familiar with the tactics of these evil ones. And our condolences to the families of those deceased soldiers who have laid down their lives so that all of us can be at peace.
Yes.
And others that also died in that unfortunate incident.
Yes, and injured people too. Now, about 5,000 individuals suspected of involvement in terrorism-related activities are currently being held in pre-trial detention facilities across the country. It was learned by The Punch. And the large number of detainees has created a significant backlog of terrorism cases. This was contained in the 2025-2030 strategic plan of the National Counter-Terrorism Center, a copy of which was obtained by this paper. And the NCTC disclosed that its legal team, working with the Defense Headquarters and the Federal Ministry of Justice, has been reviewing the files to fast-track prosecutions or dismiss cases lacking sufficient evidence. I did not. Maybe I did not remember that some terrorism, criminals have been held since that time who are involved in terrorism-related activities. I did not know. Because you know that we always say that we have not seen any one of them arrested and detained and tried.
Well, those who have been detained, they mostly remain faceless. So you don't know their identities. You don't know where they come from. You don't even know where they were arrested, and everything about them is kept under wraps. So that's why many Nigerians think the Nigerian government is being economical with the truth when it tells us stories about detained individuals who have been held in pretrial detention facilities across the country. And I also say this, that I hope it's not those that were arrested for protesting against hardship in the country. You know,
yes.
In this country now, under the current dispensation, when you protest against the harsh conditions of living in the country, you are branded a terrorist. You protest against those that protested against the NSAS protest. They were labeled terrorists.
Yes.
And you know how long it took for the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to begin to, they were dilly-dallying at a particular point in time, whether to brand bandits as terrorists, whether to use the cannot just against terrorists, to decide whether they were actually terrorists or bandits, or at a certain point in time, they were even saying that there was no law against terrorism in the country. They had to, for a very long time, the government had to sit and start dilly-dallying, start deciding to promulgate a law that would prohibit terrorism, that would prosecute terrorism. And you begin to wonder, okay, at that particular point in time, no particular law against terrorism, but there are laws against murder, there are laws against killing.
Yes.
So what are we talking about? What does a terrorist do? He kills, he maims, he rapes. He doesn't do anything. There are laws against all those things. So you see, this is a very interesting country, Bimbo. And then, okay, it says here, troops discover terrorist mass grave in Borno.
Borno again.
I'm trying to look for that story, but I can't seem to lay my hands on it in the Tribune newspapers. And then, well, the more interesting one here, Bimbo, is about the recant of the police regarding what happened in Kaduna, the raid on I think 3 churches now, and the abduction of 177 worshippers, with the commissioner of police brazenly told Nigerians and never happened.
Yes, that nothing, chairman, the state government, they said nothing of such happened, and he's turning around now.
Now they are recanting, and with such brazen impunity, as if nothing was even wrong with the way they lied to Nigerians. And they also acknowledged that they lied, only that they were now trying to whitewash to give us a reason as to why they lied. And the police was saying that they don't want to create panic. And something that is not covered, and you are trying to tell us that it is indeed covered. We are not talking about chickens, like I've said repeatedly.
Yes.
That figure is too much for you to say you want to manage information, for you to say you want to manage crisis along that line. That figure of people is far too much for you to tell that kind of line. As if they don't have families, as if other people are not privy to what happened so brazenly in broad daylight. So, well, let's see. It says here, abduction of 177 worshippers, Kaduna governor pledges rescue of victims, Atiku Obi knock government, can affected community upbraid police, local government boss, and the untold story of Common Wali kidnap. And okay, it runs through several pages of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. And okay, the world governor Basoni has pledged to rescue and unite all the victims of Sunday's kidnapping in the state with their families. And then, well, the story on the police we can't now. It says now, with the release of the names of the victims, the police made a U-turn and said its earlier remarks on the attack was not to send panic, but to allow it carry out its work diligently. They confirmed that there was indeed an attack, but they are trying to get the actual number of those kidnapped. The statement said that the Nigeria Police Force acknowledges the deep concern generated by reports of an abduction incident at Komiwali, a remote community in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. It said the force understands the fear and anxiety such reports cause to families, residents, and the general public, and treats the safety of every citizen as a matter of utmost priority. Upon receiving the report, the Kaduna State Security Council was convened by the governor. During the meeting at the Government House, Kaduna, some individuals from the affected local government area disputed the report, which had earlier been confirmed by the police and described it as false. This is another lie. That people from that community disputed reports. I'm 100% certain that this is yet another lie.
It is the people. It is the people that confirmed the head of a community and the people that are living in the community that they were part of the ones that were making sure to let Nigerians know that this incident really happened. Now, here the First Public Relations Officer, like I said, CSP Benjamin Undeyi, he confirmed the abductions late Tuesday on X, saying earlier comments by the Commissioner of Police, Kaduna State, CP Mohammed Rabiu, were not denials of the incident, but a measured response pending confirmation of details from the field, including the identities and numbers of those affected. Imagine.
It is the way these people credit us with very little intelligence. Now,
yes.
Because that man is a commissioner of police, because he wears the uniform, he thinks every other Nigerian is stupid. He believes we cannot think and we cannot reason. Hear what they are saying: a measured response. So, telling an outright lie to millions of Nigerians, and you are saying that they are saying here. The comments made by the Commissioner of Police, Kaduna State, Commander, the media interaction were intended to prevent unnecessary panic, while facts were being confirmed. You lied outright that nothing happened, whereas you knew that it happened, that nothing happened, and you are saying that you are trying to prevent panic. They said it wasn't outright denial. So what was that? You said it never happened. You even labeled those who gave you the information. You labeled them as conflict entrepreneurs. I can remember.
Yes.
That man is not supposed to be in that seat as we speak. Like I said, he's not supposed to just lose his seat as Commissioner of Police in Kaduna State. He's supposed to be dismissed from the force. Yes. I don't know why, when irresponsibility became a new normal in this country, official irresponsibility has become a new normal in this country. And that is the way they always tell us lies regarding their handling of even the terrorist scourge in their country.
The event happened. The kidnappings, yes, it happened. 3 churches, 177 Christian worshippers.
And you think that sweep that under the carpet?
The carpet.
If they have been killed, that's where this same man would have said it's a lie.
Yes, I think about 11 escaped. I was alleged to have escaped. Now, you are now saying it was not true. The police, the chairman of that local government, the state government, and despite the fact that the community members, the people living in that community, the community head, they were insisting that it happened, until when it was the police that said it should bring up evidence.
They won't challenge them.
Yes, they should
bring
the
names, forgotten all that.
Names of those that were kidnapped. And the people came up with names, 117 and 177 names that were kidnapped. Now, they are now recanting.
So as a police force, what you do is that you place the cat before the horse. You make statements before making your investigations. So before, if they say somebody is an ambler, somebody is a thief, what you first of all do is that, well, they're stuck in trade actually. They actually put you behind bars. They might even shoot you in the leg before investigating, before doing any investigation. And that is why many a times their cases fall flat like a pack of cards in front of judges.
Yes.
Because they would have pronounced you guilty before doing their investigation. Now you are saying that you made a pronouncement on something before you have even investigated. You are now saying pending investigation, pending all that. So the most I know that they are supposed to do is that to tell the public that, okay, the facts, we don't have the facts yet, we are still investigating, that was what the man was supposed to have said at that point in time. Not an outright denial, and they were labeling people in those communities as conflict entrepreneurs. I think that is crass irresponsibility at its best, and like I said, I think the man should be shown the way out of the force.
Yes, in fact, it should be.
It's dangerous to have someone like him in the force.
Yes, because it will compromise this kind of commissioner. It will compromise. Well, it was revealed that the Kominwali residents had abandoned their homes while farms remained untended to, with schools shut indefinitely.
You know, if not for that foreign reporter that actually unveiled, laid everything bare, I'm sure they would have continued with that denial.
Yes.
And alongside the Kaduna state government. Of course, they knew it happened, and then they now told another lie that it was people from that community that told them that it never happened. Well, I just pray for this 177 people with this kind of government that is trying to sweep their fate under the carpet.
And I think they said they have demanded for some millions of naira. I think 29 million naira. 29.
Oh, just that.
29 million, yes. Well, I can see another police story in front of you there. A story which I think, the picture I'm seeing here is talking about, empowering the police, talking about the marine police, getting the
police patrol boat. There is a picture speak actually, and the Commissioner of Police Lagos State Command, CP Oluyole Jimo, accompanied by the DC operations and other commanders. It was the launch of a police patrol boat donated by the Federal Ministry of Works on Wednesday, and you need to see this patrol boat.
This patrol boat, yes. Well, our callers, just go get the Tribune and just check out the picture that photo speak and see the kind of patrol boat. It looks like, to me, it looks like a cruise boat.
A canoe that has been fitted with an outboard engine
and a flasher siren. And if this kind of boat with police personnel on board, and they are patrolling, and they accost criminals on the waterways, I don't know how
they'll blow them out of the water
because I don't know how they will guide themselves. It is just an open boat. They
won't even wait for the criminals on the waterways because those ones have more sophisticated boats.
Yes.
So they'll just jump into the water and swim for their lives. And of course, those that will be manning the boats will be those that are trained to swim. So they will swim for their lives, and like I said, the criminals will simply blow the boat out of the water. And then, well, the boat looks like those fishing boats with outboard engines that they use in that area where Big Daddy comes from. They are even better than this one that I'm seeing.
Yes, yes, it doesn't have any guard at all. No guard. I don't know how they will operate with this kind of boat. And I know that the is the Assistant General of Police or Inspector General of Police that is inaugurated that boat. He knows that this is not the kind of equipment that they will use.
But then you can't turn it down, especially coming from the Federal Ministry of Works. You have to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank them. Although
you have to appreciate.
Yes, although they can, do some amendments. They can do. You just take it to boat engineers. They can do some amendments to the boat.
Only Mafikeru. It is well. But no arms ammunition found in my residence. That's coming from Malami, battled ex-Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Denies terror financing allegation. Former Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, SAN, has rejected claims that any cache of arms or ammunition was discovered in any residence linked to him. A statement made available to Newsman on Wednesday by Mohammed Bello Doka, The special assistant on media to the former AGF said such claims are false, unsubstantiated and unsupported by any official record, judicial document or lawful disclosure. No such discovery has been formally communicated to his family or legal representative, the statement said, and decried the persistent media trial and the circulation of unverified claims being presented as facts in recent reports concerning his person. No arms or ammunition found in my residence, says Malami, denies terror financing allegation. Well, he would have his day in court.
Yes, because he's trying to defend himself now. And then, well, I think, like you always say, there's no smoke. No, there's no fire without smoke.
No smoke without fire.
Without fire. Yes, this one says, financial inclusion, Nigeria still behind target. That is according to the Central Bank of Nigeria. And oil thieves operating more sophisticated networks. That is according to the Nigeria Air Force component commander.
Okay, well, we've got a number of stories on terrorism and counter-terrorism this morning. Okay, I found that piece on the discovery of a terrorist mass grave in Borno. Says troops of the Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Adinkai have discovered a mass grave containing corpses of about 20 terrorists neutralized during operations in Timbuktu Triangle in Borno. This information was contained in a statement on Wednesday by the Media Information Officer of OPHK, Lieutenant Colonel Sonny Uba. And Uba said the discovery showed the growing level of casualties the terrorists are suffering from military operations. He said in a further indication of the heavy losses suffered by the terrorists, troops discovered mass graves containing an estimated 20 terrorist bodies killed during encounters with troops in the Timbuktu Triangle and buried by their cohorts. This discovery exposes the scale of terrorist casualties and further discredits terrorist propaganda and narratives. Well,
that is another sad one. So they killed some.
It's not sad. Terrorists, they said terrorists were killed.
Okay, it was terrorists that were killed.
They were buried by their cohorts. They were killed in encounters with soldiers, according to the military high command, and they were buried by their cohorts. But then I hope it doesn't eventually turn out to be a sad story. And why? How do I mean? I hope it is indeed the bodies of terrorists that were found in those graves and not innocent civilians killed by the military. Yes, I want to believe the military narrative, and I also see that as a plus for counter-terrorism operations. But you know the way these things happened, and some questions have been running through my mind as I read that story. Now, in those fierce encounters, both sides under intense fire, how would it be? I'm just wondering. Now, the losing side, the retreating side, for them to be able to carry 20 bodies in fierce encounter, unless perhaps maybe it was an air raid, but then the corpses will not be intact like that. If it's an air raid, the dead ones probably be in pieces. They would have been torn apart by the force and power of the bombs. So we assume it was an encounter on land between the terrorists and the soldiers. So the retreating terrorists, how come they are able to carry that number of their dead colleagues?
That is because the army should, if it was a ground encounter, they would, after the attacks and the killings, they would not have left the area, the surroundings, the terrain. And
probably it is the army that would carry the bodies. And then, or possibly leave them there to rot. But then, like I said, I don't have any facts as to whether what the army said is not correct. So we want to assume that what they said is correct.
Yes. Now, another angle here. Now, that you always say that if government negotiates with terrorists, they will still come back after people in other locations. Well, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar is saying here that he argued that government negotiations with bandits favor the criminals over their victims. Yes, and the former vice president, in a statement by his media advisor Paul Ibe, said bandits often renege on the peace terms agreed with the government. He said it is difficult to achieve deterrence when governors are on the knees begging bandits in the name of peace deals.
Well, the federal government should also be up and do it. They should respond to the cry and plea of the governors to have their areas better secured, to have soldiers come down hard on the terrorists the way they should. That is the excuse many of these governors give, that they do not get an appropriate response from the federal authorities by way of responding to the threats of these terrorist elements. And they believe that is the only way they can safeguard their people, though it's not working. These so-called negotiations. Let's have this quick commercial and we'll be back.
Olumide, kí ló dé tó jẹ́ pé ìwọ ló dáhùn ìpè mi? Ọ̀rẹ́, fojú fóònù ẹ̀ dáadáa kó wo ẹni tó pè jàre. Ẹ̀yà, àwọn bọ́tìnì orí fóònù yìí ti wẹ́ jù. Kó rọrùn láti kà. Ọlámídé ni mo fẹ́ pè jàre. Wo ọ̀rẹ́, ó yẹ kó wá lọ ṣàyẹ̀wò ojú ẹ̀ níbùdó ìlera o. Kó o sì gba ìgò ìríran náà. Máa gbọ́, ìgò ìríran níbùdó ìlera bíi ti báwo. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, tó o bá ti pé ọmọ ọdún márùndínlógójì tàbí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, wá lọ ṣe àyẹ̀wò ojú ẹ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Wàá sì gba ìgò ìríran lówó tí ò gara láwọn ibùdó ìlera tá a ti yà sọ́tọ̀ nítòsí rẹ. Bá a ti ń dàgbà lójú wa nílò àtìlẹyìn díẹ̀ láti ríran kedere. Yọjú sí ibùdó ìlera kan nítòsí rẹ fún àyẹ̀wò ojú lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ àti fún ìgò ìríran lówó tí ò gara lónìí láti mọ ìyàtọ̀. Pé 0706-489-9614 fún àlàyé síwájú sí i. Àmì 0706-489-9614. Ìkéde yìí wá látọ̀dọ̀ National Eye, Air and Sensory Functions Health Program ti Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare pẹ̀lú àjọṣe Vision Spring Nigeria. Vision Spring, ríran kedere ní ìgbé ayé àlàáfíà. Hello? Olumide, kí ló dé tó jẹ́ pé ìwọ ló dáhùn ìpè mi?
Hello?
Olumide, why are you answering the phone?
Check again and see who you called.
Hey, small letters are not easy to read, you know. I wanted to call Olamide.
I think it's time for you to go to a health outlet to check your eyes and get reading glasses.
Health outlet? For reading glasses?
Yes. If you're 35 years or older, receive free vision screening and affordable reading glasses at designated health outlets near you.
As we age, our eyes need a little support to see clearly. Visit a health outlet nearby for a free eye check and affordable reading glasses today to see the difference. Call 0706-489-9614 for more information. That's 0706-489-9614. This message is brought to you by the National Eye, Ear and Sensory Function Health Program of the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare in conjunction with Vision Spring Nigeria. Vision Spring. See well, do well.
Any motor where you dey drive, you need confirm protection, no. For your engine, no. Get your make a mobile, make it mobile, oh, make it mobile. Anywhere you dey, your motor deserve to be number one, yo. Make it mobile, oh, make it mobile. You carry the go, make everybody join me, say, make it mobile.
Make you go with the best.
Make it mobile.
Right, we're back. It's good to know you are still there, and it's still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. EU allocates 557 million pounds to Nigeria. Others in 2026 humanitarian budgets.
Yes, now this one says that is talking about Ozekome now. Many people will know Ozekome. The ICPC, they are to arraign Ozekome on Monday over UK property. Well, the story is here to come up. Well,
who wants to arraign him? The Nigerian government?
Yes, the Nigerian the Nigerian government.
Oh.
But when the story comes up, I'll just go through it.
Right, on Oluyole stool, Ogun government all selection process to fill vacant stool. And while we summon nominees, that's coming from the DSS, we are working diligently to select best candidate, that's coming from the kingmakers, and says we will not tolerate any form of imposition, if any. The Ogun State government has directed that the selection process to fill the vacant stool of the Oluyole and Paramount ruler of Ijebuland be stopped until further notice. The State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Honorable Ganiu Amzat, in a letter addressed to the chairman, Ijebu-Ode Local Government, dated January 20, said the decision to stop the process was premised on various petitions and reports received from security agencies and other key stakeholders in relation to the ongoing selection exercise. Ganiu said it had become imperative to address the issues in order to maintain public order, protect the integrity of the process, and maintain the veneration of the stool. The letter titled Oluyole selection process read, "I write in respect of the ongoing process for the selection of a new Oluyole of Ijebuland." And they will fast forward now to the DSS explain why they summoned the Oluyole nominees. It says the Department of State Services, DSS, on Wednesday said it invited the nominees for the Oluyole stool for profiling as one of the prerequisites for comprehensive vetting of each of the nominees. Well, is that standard procedure in the selection of a traditional ruler? I'm not very sure.
That is what I'm saying. You know, you warned the other time when Mr. Wasiu Ayinde, the King Kwam, what do they call? Yes, Kwam, when he started this trouble, that he was he's supposed to be among those entitled to the throne. When he started it, you said the authorities should not allow government to dabble into this issue. Now it has happened. It has happened.
Well, the government is saying one of the reasons it said it halted the selection process was to maintain peace and public order, but I do not think, well, as at yet, I don't think there's any very direct threat to peace and public order. And as for the petitions, I think those who are writing petitions, I think they should forward their grievances to the courts and not the state government to directly state that. So, well, I do not know. Well, I guess they are the government. I guess they are seeing things we are not seeing, and they could have good reason for halting the selection process. Well, as for the DSS, is an operative of the agency who addressed Newsben on the development at the DSS office located in the Igbeba area of Ijebu. They explained that an invitation was sent to the nominees through the palace secretary for the all-important exercise. He however said that the profiling was put on hold following a circular issued by the state government to the office of the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, suspending the entire nomination process till further notice. Well, people, I'm all for a transparent and credible process, but what scares me, Bimbo, is the very deep level of involvement of politically elected governments.
Yes.
I mean, the political dispensation in any part of the country, in the process of selection of traditional, that's very deep. Yes, they should be involved, but then the involvement for me is too deep. I think the kingmakers should be the ones that will have the deeper level of involvement.
Yes, and when they select, when they elect the Oba that should be on the throne, they will now forward that name
at most
to the government, and government will just maybe sign and present the staff of office.
At most, the government should have a kind of supervisory role and advisory role in the whole matter. But it seems as if the kingmakers themselves have very little say in the matter, and then whatever they arrive at must be fully and wholly teleguided by the state government. This is worrisome. It happens not just in southwest Nigeria, it happens all over the country.
All over the country, yes, and especially, you know, with what happened in the southwest recently in some, you know, some states and some domains in the southwest. Now, I have this one here. This is talking about education now. The federal government has announced plans to abolish the long-standing higher national diploma, that is HND dichotomy, by empowering polytechnics to be awarding degrees. That is in a major reform aimed at repositioning technical and vocational education as a driver of national development. And the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, disclosed this in Abuja yesterday while addressing a high-level retreat of council chairmen, commissioners of education, rectors, registrars, and bursars. And describing the move as a landmark policy shift, the minister said it would end decades of discrimination against polytechnic graduates and elevate polytechnics into centers of excellence within Nigeria's higher education system. Well, Tola, good news. Yes, good news. It is good news to me.
It should be.
Yes. You know, I know, I am privy to the fact that some colleges of education award degrees. Yes, for a long time. You know, a long time. I know the Adeyemi College of Education is affiliated with the Obafemi Awolowo University, and they award degrees. Now, these HND degree dichotomy that has been troubling the system. Well, I think it is a good move. It is a good move.
All right, now it's your turn. Let's open the phone lines. 070-5555-1985. And then we have our first caller here.
Hello,
Mr. Tola, Mr. Bimbo. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. John.
John calling from Oluyole.
Good to have you, sir.
In those days, when a soldier wife is molested in the market and he goes back to barrack, before you know what happened, that market will be closed, will be shut down by the soldiers just for insulting their wife. Now, we now have soldiers that a suicide bomber can blow a troop convoy up, and the area was not totally cool to fish out those who sent the suicide bomber. And the most painful thing is that most of those suicide bombers are kids who know nothing. Well, I won't blame the soldier. Maybe General Musa was killed like chicken. Like my father used to tell me that before you can get before you can kill a general in an operation, it will take you to wipe out at least 150 soldiers before you can get to a general. It is not easy to kill a general. And yes, that man was killed like chicken, and nobody investigate, nobody ask question. Why did his troop deserted him? Who are those who are assigned to guide him? Nobody ask question. Well, if that is the way they want us to continue this country, let's continue. But I believe it will all blow in our faces one day. The suicide bomber itself. Now, I asked one question the other day, and I would have been very happy if I can find a cleric that will tell me maybe it is written or it's not written. Is it written that when they die, they go to Aljana and they enjoy 70 virgins? I just want to know if it is written, whether negatively or positively. People will enjoy such, whether you die negatively or positively. Let just people say positively. Was it written? Because I'm talking of motivation here. A young chap that all he knew is illegal. He didn't have this Western education. And he's not even enjoying life. He's not even getting 1 square meal. If someone comes to him and say, come and blow yourself up, when you wake up, you will wake up somewhere and you'll be enjoying 70 veggies. You'll be eating like the way you want. You'll be enjoying yourself. Is that not enough motivation? So I want someone to deny that it was not written at all. It is just false. Lastly, the Trump show that is going on in Switzerland that they call World Economic Forum, I wonder what Africa is still doing there. They will be the first to go, they will be the last to leave, and nobody is listening to them. And at the end of the day, you won't see any result. Let's leave those show for the European and the Americans and make our own AU here so that we can develop ourselves. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Well, Mr. John, Switzerland is a very good place to be for a Nigerian politician who wants to relax and unwind and enjoy himself thoroughly at the expense of the people. So, if I was a politician too, and if I had a chance of, a typical African politician, and I had the chance of going to enjoy myself in Switzerland, well, of course, I'll be the first to get there, and I'll be the last to leave,
yes,
Mr. John.
Also, among the countries like Australia.
Or like the Alps.
Yes, the Alps.
Or Nice.
Yes.
Or the House of Greece. Where I can sip champagne on the yacht.
Yes. Let's take this break. We'll be back.
èyíkéyìí ọkọ̀ tó bá ń wà. onílọ àkóso péye. máa dágunlá jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mú bí o. níbikíbi tó bá wà ló mú ojú lọ́wọ́. bóyá sọ pé. jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mú bí o. bóbi ní ìṣúlẹ̀ ọjọ́. jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mú bí o. lọ pẹ̀lú ojúlówó.
Hello.
Olumide, why you dey answer the phone now?
Oh boy, look again, make you see who call you.
Chai! Omo, this small text no easy to read again, no. Now Olamide be one call.
E be like Satan don reach for you to enter one health outlet. Make dem help you check your eye. Make you go also arrange reading glasses.
Reading glasses for health outlets?
Well, if you don reach your past 35 years, you fit get free vision screening and reading glasses wey dey affordable for some health outlets wey near you.
As we don dey age, our eyes need small support to take dey see well. Enter any health outlet wey near you for free eye check. Come get reading glasses wey dey affordable to take dey see well. Green us for 0706 489 9614 for more information. Na 0706 489 9614. Na the National Eye, Ear and Sensory Functions Health Program of the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. They partner with Vision Spring Nigeria to bring you this message. Vision Spring. See well. Do well.
Right, we're back on the still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Right, Baba.
It's
been a while. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tala and Bimbola.
Good morning, Baba.
May the peace that I love be with you in Jesus' name.
Amen. It's been a long time, Baba.
Yeah, that's true. I was away for a conference.
Okay.
A conference that is speaking for the peace of this country, the transformation of this country, and for prayers. About Kaduna last Sunday attacks on churches and the mass kidnapping. The authorities were so busy telling blatant lies, white lies, repeatedly. It's just disheartening to be hearing lies from authorities in this country. It's disheartening. Why is it like this? Why lie? There are many of our leaders giving to lying. Official lies, they call it, and it has been like that for long in past administrations. This depicts unseriousness, it depicts shamelessness, it depicts unreliability and irresponsibility on the part of those rulers who tell lies. That's misleading. The authority that is supposed to be checkmating lies and to be punishing liars, telling lies in this country. How do one be the public, the masses, the citizens to believe in you? Can we have trust in you? This should be checked. I pray that God will save this country. Thank you. I did that from Okeo.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Baba. 07055551985. 08055000985.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. There's this thing going on in the north. I think the government should do something quickly about it. Not that they will be deliberating with the terrorists, but one thing is they should find a way of solving this. This thing is getting bigger, and there's something going on underneath that we do understand. So the leadership in the north, they are not cooperating enough. So the reason why they are not cooperating, we don't know. So I think the government should, instead of them using $9 million to levy, I think it's time to use money to levy some people, leaders that are not the terrorists, leaders in the north, and find something useful with their wisdom. So that's what I've just said about it. Then, the issue of HND and PSC type of thing, that was federal government just deceiving themselves. Government in this country, they are deceiving themselves. One thing is, even the admission into the polytechnic is not the same requirement that you use to get admitted to university. So they should start from there. Maybe they will scrap polytechnic and change the name. The lecturers does not have the same level of certification. The lecturers in university are much more higher than what they have in polytechnic. And the requirement too. You know, all these things. So I think from there they should start. Not that they will just change your name, the VSC, HND. Or maybe they will give them their own version of degree. Maybe, you know, because of education, they used to award BEdu and BEdu in university. Everybody will know education and they know where you come from. Because I think maybe they should. This thing is much deeper than, you know, in Africa we don't want to solve problems. We don't like solving problems. We just want the problem to go away. We wish the problem just go away. That's what leadership in this country always thinks that you need to go away. That's what we always. So leaders are not, you know, God does not create leaders to be like that. Then on Alpha in Nigeria, Mr. Abimbo, government will put their nose there. Since everyone, the Baba that guy was not supposed to be the one to be the king. So it was the Oluyole that put their feet down that if a graduate it must be king. So government will put their nose there. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Right, I guess we have to go. Been an interesting time on conversation, and we'll be back same time tomorrow morning. God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akumbi. Thank you very much for listening. And well, it's time for sports tidbits, and of course, we have so many stories talking about the Europa League. That is fixtures for today's matches, results of the Champions League. That was yes, we saw yesterday. I watched some yesterday, and the AFCON triumph. Our Senegal players will get 200 million naira each, plus plots of land. And Basi Osime Lukman, they made the CAF best players. Well, X1. Toby, what is X1?
Well, they made the team of the AFCON team of the tournament. Three Super Eagles players: Calvin, Basi, Ademola Lukman, and Victor Osimhen.
Okay, yes, Toby is here. Toby Ajewole, Anika Oluwatuyi. Yes, Nika is here with Toby. Yes, sports tidbits is next. Good afternoon. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sports fans. Yes, good morning, fans. Don't get it twisted. It's Spotted Bit right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM at 7:30 a.m. You know how we bring Spotted Bit to your listening pleasure, and it's always nice to have you join us. Yes, good morning, world, and good day wherever you're joining us. My name is Toby Ajo, your host on the program this morning, and on the menu, there's a whole lot of sporting stories to talk about this morning. From last night, we saw the UEFA Champions League the remainder of games of match day 7. We'll be giving you update from there. We'll also be giving you update as regards the Europa League fixture set to go down later tonight. That and many more will be coming to your listening pleasure. You could catch us on Facebook on the live stream on Oluyole 98.5 FM and Oluyole 98.5 FM. Also on YouTube, same channel, Oluyole 98.5 FM. Just hop on the Facebook stream, the YouTube stream, and drop your comments. Special hello to listeners on Okego 96.3 FM and Agilate 92.1 FM. 070-555-1985 070-555-1985. Admit your call into the live studio this morning. Also 080-550-9850. Those two phone numbers, you can make the microphone noise and have your say. So let us know where you're listening from, and we shall be giving you a shout out on the program this morning. A few messages on yesterday's Facebook stream, and thanks to Emmanuel Ayomide for dropping a comment from yesterday. I'll be reading more comments on Facebook this morning, so let us know where you are listening from. Once again, my name is Sobia Joel. At some point, I think I'll be coming to the microphone and be doing JoJo to the stories which we have for you this morning. Without further ado, I will start from domestic football stories right here in the city of Ibadan, as ex-Ibadan Professional Football Association, as the EIPFA, have confirmed the grand finale of the statewide secondary school games, which will be taking place on Thursday, March 19th and Friday, March 20th, 2026 at the iconic Adamasingba Stadium in the ancient city of Ibadan. And this follows the successful launch of the local organizing committee, and preliminary rounds are set for February 25th to 26 across the state, 10 zones, and top talents from these qualifiers will be heading to Ibadan, the state capital, for the finals, as they'll be battling for top honors and a chance to shine on the big stage. The IPFA chairman, Mr. Timjoko Bidi, thanks the stakeholders and partners for their support, while urging more sponsorship to sustain and grow grassroots football development in the region. Players from the month of February through March will be anticipating and seeing what will happen regarding this football competition, set to unlock more talent in the world of football. From there, we'll move straight to professional football.